Hello and welcome to the 3rd of September edition of the Biweekly SIG Contributor Experience meeting for North America friendly time zones. Please be advised that this meeting is under the Code of Conduct of the Kubernetes project, which in short means be excellent to your fellow attendees and speakers. Please add yourself into the document, and thank you, Josh, for volunteering to note-taking. We also offer anyone who is new to this meeting to do a quick introduction about themselves. This is completely optional. If you want to, I can do this very quick. Hi, I'm Mario. I'm a co-chair for SIG Contributor Experience, and I also do stuff for Working Group AI Conformance and SIG Infra, and pronouns are he, him, and I work for Kubernetes. Also, please add yourself to the meeting notes doc. Anyone else want to introduce themselves? Going once.
I'll read out Alan, who introduced themselves on chat, probably because they're in a place where they can't turn on the mic. Alan's very new to open source and Kubernetes, but loves the community and is joining to learn more about how we run Kubernetes.
Welcome. All right. Events. Maintainer Summit. Maintainer Summit registration is open. The schedule has been published. We have quite some slots for unconference, so that we can accommodate the needs there a little bit better. Also, there was originally the idea to have Kubernetes awards and then awards for any other graduated project. However, any other graduated project only submitted one award. So they ask us if they can just do it with the Kubernetes awards, and yeah, we don't have to separate there. I have the awards recipients list received, and I am forwarding them to the CNCF this week. So I gave everyone a little bit more time. Also, I put in a screenshot. So we will have the Kubernetes contributor takeover hour, which will be 1 hour before the kube crawl on Tuesday, because Tuesday is the first day of KubeCon. And we will also have a meet and greet. And for the meet and greet, we will be, as you can see, we have 2 rooms set out for this, which is nice, and they will be 1 level above the area for where the vendors are, so the exhibition area, and also next to stairs, so it's a fairly easy walk. So we have basically 2 events now for KubeCon, which is nice. So. Any questions, remarks regarding KubeCon North America or Maintainer Summit North America?
Given any thought to reorganizing the event sub-project around what we actually do these days?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
The problem is we still need we still need a leads meeting because most of the ContribEx leads are last week traveling, this week traveling, and next week traveling. So we postponed this to the reorganization of all the sub projects. We postponed to after the week after next week, so that where everyone is back in office.
So the week of the 14th, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
And hopefully we can then give a better update.
Looking forward to that.
All right, then next up is mentoring. Do we have any updates there? I can take over note taking for this. Josh, you're muted. We can't hear you.
The etcd group mentoring is completed, but I don't have full data for that, so I'll present that at the next meeting. And for LFX, they're currently selecting. The one thing I'd say for etcd is that at least one person is getting promoted. Hopefully more than one. They're currently selecting mentees for LFX for the next term, and we don't have other mentoring happening right now, except NCO in 2 weeks. And I never know whether NCO goes under contributed documentation or mentoring.
Yeah, that's also one thing that will be discussed in this. We need to reorganize and have a look at all of our sub projects and move it somewhere and clean things up. All right. Any questions regarding mentoring? Next up is comms.
Hello, everybody. I'm representing comms today. I think the biggest to-do we might have is just, hey, folks, if you would like to write some social media things, come to the comms meeting. We have a lot of stuff to prep for KubeCon. We are running a SIG multi-cluster survey. They are looking to do some tooling around multi-cluster and want some feedback from folks. And we have been pushing social media on the surveys. I actually think Roosevelt just put some stuff in the queue. And they've had over 100 respondents. I don't remember the exact number. I want to say it was close to 120 as of last Friday last Friday.
They had 118 when I inquired.
There you go, 118. So that hopefully that number's gone up, and the SIG's quite happy. Last we talked to him, Swati, you can tell us more.
Yeah, it's just mostly what Chris said so far. I just reached out to Laura and Pavani Priya, who were working on the survey. So, yeah, they're pretty happy with the engagement they've gotten on the survey. They've gotten around 118 responses. And within the first week, they got around 30 plus responses. So they seem pretty happy, but they're open to any, if we want to promote it more aggressively, they're even open to that. But yes, they are pretty satisfied with the performance of the survey.
When do they plan on closing the survey?
The 22nd.
The survey closed, 22nd September.
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
I have some stuff, but it's not until we get to the moderation section. So let's
right.
move forward.
Anything else for comps? Any questions for comps?
Oh, we're also sorry, the Rougeval posts that we're waiting for approval were about the election. So I stand corrected there. So yeah,
it's
election comms are going out.
We'll cover that in the elections.
Yeah. Contributor documentation. Regarding contributor side, we had a look at it, especially also with all of the stuff that is coming up in moderation, which we will hopefully then cover in moderation. Is all of our documentation is not up to date and partly in a really bad shape because wrong people are listed there, people who are no longer in the project or who have no longer access or are no admins anymore. We saw this and we are now going as leads over the docs to basically figure out what needs to be updated, which parts need to be potentially rewritten, because we also have different documentation on the contributor website and inside of the community repo. So even there we have a digression of information. So this needs to be sorted out. But yeah, this might
I'll move this
take a
up.
bit of time. But it's important.
It
because
is.
working groups are new working groups are being formed and they don't know what to do.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Moving up to moderation and media. Sorry, go ahead,
Wait.
Josh.
This seems like a contributor recruitment opportunity here, because we have lots of people who are interested in getting into the project by contributing to the contributor site. So to the extent that we can spin off stuff as clearly defined tasks and issues, we can get more people working on this. Like, for example, a relative newcomer might not be able to spot a page that identifies the wrong leads for something. They can definitely spot if there's a community doc and a contributor site doc that don't match, even if they don't know which one is correct. And then if we actually just, as we flag each one, if we create that one as an issue, then some new, or relatively new contributor can work on updating the content.
I agree. The only problem that we have, and this is something that I figured out, is that the content of the community doc and of the contributor side are both wrong.
Yes.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying is they can't say what's supposed to go there, but they can't say that it doesn't match. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, in general, I feel like, when it comes to the mentoring sub areas, I won't call them sub projects or whatever, but mentoring as its own thing is a thing. So the onus is on the teams that are being depleted to update documentation, which might not be the best approach.
Doesn't necessarily happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Alan wrote in the chat that you would be interested. Just ping me in Kubernetes Slack, and I can basically point you to some things where you can have a look. What I'm sure will probably not match the information.
Right.
All right. Next up is moderation and media. Zoom.
So yeah, we need more Zoom admins. I opened an issue. Sponsors are Josh and I forget the other one. wherever it went. There it is. Josh and Nigel. And Nigel and Josh have both LGTM'd it. So, yeah, just waiting for a merge. I guess I need to create that too, since we're completely out of Zoom admins. Let me write that down. So, yeah, I've asked Chad if he's interested too, because Chad and I do a lot of stuff with YouTube and I do a lot of stuff with automation. And it'd just be nice if we both could cover each other's stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of the goal here. It's always nice when new people bring other people along too. So that's that. But there's other issues with moderation, like Mario just talked about docs being wrong in general.
I want to jump into Zoom really quick. Maybe Josh, you can help me there. So I have an admin account, or I have the admin account in Zoom.
Mhm.
So I can basically log into the admin account. How or what is Chris then getting? Do we basically elevate Chris in a Zoom admin, or do we go and give him an account? Because nobody could answer me this question so far.
That's part of this whole moderation documentation challenge.
I don't ask me for enlightenment here. I have never
Yeah.
moderated Zoom.
So yeah, like
For
that's
for
a
very good
Nigel
reasons.
question, maybe.
Yeah.
I fear, and that's the biggest thing. I fear that is not even a Nigel question. I fear this is a Jiffy or Bob question, because they had been Zoom admins in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they are out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
We will figure something out. I try to back channel some of the folks and get answers, and then we can write this down somewhere
Yeah,
in
that'd be great.
our documentation, so that we can have this documented for our future. Which brings us to the next topic: Slack admins.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing special in routine admin, but a trailing thing that's sort of left over from the whole Slack frou-frou in July is that we do need to actually discuss our long-term future on Slack, both because at this point we have an oral promise that we're not going to lose our account, but that's it. And second, there have always been major issues with our use of Slack, most notably Kubernetes users, but there are other issues as well. And my one question is, if sometime in the next few weeks we start a discussion around, do we want to stay on Slack indefinitely or for as long as we're allowed to? If not, do we want to move somewhere else, and where? Where should that discussion start? Like once upon a time, we don't have a community meeting anymore, so where would we start that discussion? Here, steering, somewhere else?
Doesn't CNCF have a say in that too, to some extent?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to want feedback from the staff.
So the CNCF feedback for there haven't been a decision, or not a decision, or that's the wrong term. There haven't been a conclusion to the discussions between Salesforce and CNCF yet. However, the last information that I got from CNCF is when I asked for if we should rewrite our old bots, who are not potentially will not work anymore next year, right? Because of the API deprecation. We should rewrite those bots, or we should move those bots. So I would guess out of this answer that I got from the bots discussion, that from a CNCF side, it's more a long-term plan. For having the discussion on a community level, because we still can, as a community, choose if we want to stay or if we don't want to stay, because I think this still resides within the grasp of the community. Potentially, I would move this. I would start first this discussion with steering, so that they can decide if we should have a public discussion, if they want to have a discussion around this topic, or if they want to wait until the say is out. The question is if we should do this before the election or after the election. I don't know.
You're muted, Josh.
I would sort of tend to say after, because there's not a pressing need to do it before. However, I would want the opportunity to chat with people at KubeCon North America. So I do want to start it before then, because the bots is the big thing, right? If we're planning on staying and steering on Slack indefinitely, then we need to actually start a project to rewrite the bots. Because there's like 11 of them, something like that.
Yeah.
And that'll take some time, right? So, because right now we don't have anybody who's working on that code at all. Like we had one bot that has already died and nobody has fixed it. Because honestly, none of us know the new Slack API. So,
fun.
And Slack's API docs are atrociously bad. So I don't want to be in a position where we put in that effort and we gear it up and we recruit new contributors and start, working on all of that. And then we say, oh, hey, we're actually moving the whole community to Discord, right? If we're going to move to another platform, then I want to be completely focused on moving to the new platform. And if we're not going to move, then I want to know so that we can start working on the bots. Because like I said, we're literally going to have to recruit people who know Slack from a technical standpoint better than I do. So okay. So, because the thing is, the elections conclude right before KubeCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so that makes sense then. So, the elections conclude right before KubeCon. At that point, we'll hear back officially from the staff, probably, and then I can raise something with steering right before KubeCon. Like they won't meet about it, but it means I could talk to people at KubeCon about it.
Yeah, and we still have the option to have it as an unconference session.
Right.
Yeah.
Which actually is appropriate for Maintainer Summit, because even if you're not Kubernetes, you care about Slack.
Yeah. I mean, the problems we've had with Slack have been problems for years, right? Like the lack of documentation, the lack of clarity is just a problem.
Except for our Chinese contributors, most people are unaware of these problems if they haven't been on any of the moderation teams.
Right.
And we're not eager to publicize some of the problems because there are limitations on how well we can moderate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I always welcome people talking, but also at the same time, I don't want you to be bombarded with people talking. So there's that.
Oh, we'll get that. People care.
I know we're going to get
but one of the best things that we got out of the spin-offs of the July event was advocates for every alternative to Slack got to present their sales pitch. And that gives us a lot of browsable material. So
Yeah, I guess that is a good thing.
Yep.
I have my opinions. I would say, like a tool that people already have is better than a tool that's brand new to them. That's my general thinking.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But having looked through all of the platform sales pitches, it's definitely a big trade-off, right? Is every platform that was mentioned has major drawbacks to it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's deciding which drawbacks we tolerate as a project, not as a court of public opinion.
So yeah. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Then we have a plan for this. Anything else regarding moderation and media? Yeah, the moderation really needs some attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody want to flag that and go ahead and assign it to me and Chris, I guess.
Yeah, I can flag it.
Yeah, because it would not take us very much time. Yeah, because I think that was last updated when Marty was running the moderation meta team, which doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also a part on the website
Mm-hmm.
who lists a whole different stack of people.
Mm.
And so, actually, this brings up a question for ContribEx. My tendency my feeling, well, no, it's a question. So we have several areas like this moderation thing where we have duplicate material in the community repo and on the website.
Right.
And it's not, something that's getting slurped from the community repo into the website.
We should fix that.
My
if possible.
tendency, right. My tendency, I slightly lean towards, hey, we should just move that material to the website because it's the more findable location.
Mm-hmm.
With the slight drawback that it's more bottlenecked in terms of editing.
I would still rather have it on the website because people are not looking into the folders of community because it's sometimes it's in subfolders. For example, we have the X guidelines, the sensitive communication guidelines. People just miss those. And if it's on the website, it's findable and you can potentially even Google it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we can always link from the page to GitHub, but that shouldn't be all that's on the page, right? Like, I feel like that's just
a single point of truth should be the website.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like for something for the moderation, what we would do is we would tombstone the stuff that's in community and update all the stuff that's on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. I will open an issue for that.
Next up is GitHub management. I don't think
since the rest of moderation is discombobulated, do we still have people that do GitHub management?
Yes.
I know we do. I know we do, but like just want to make sure.
But not in this meeting.
That's a problem. Yeah.
Time zones.
And yep.
All right. And elections, the big last topic.
Yeah. So we're currently in candidate nominations. If you weren't aware of that, please remind people who you think might want to run or maybe should run to submit their candidate PR by Monday. Currently, the EO and comms team is doing one more publicity push for that per the social media stuff that's waiting approval. The one thing here that came up for me is there any reason why it wouldn't be okay for us to use the Slack announcements channel for major election milestones?
I don't see why not. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to make unilateral decisions, right? I with steering this morning, I discussed candidate promotion plan that Arpit and I came up with to do video interviews of candidates to get them some additional attention in hopes of leveling the candidate playing field and also encouraging more people to vote. We'll see how that goes in terms of steering needs to approve it, and then we need to actually go ahead and do it. Yeah, that's it for elections.
All right. I mean, comms already sent out some reminders, right? For
Yeah, and we've already
candidates.
approved, or I have already approved the upcoming ones.
Currently, we have, I think, 2 candidate profiles that had been created. And I think we have 4 seats or 3 seats. 4 seats, right?
Yes, I believe it's 4.
Yes. Yeah, Swathi's right. It's 4. Now, some of those people are running for re-election.
Yeah.
Because they're eligible.
Yeah. I think 2 are running for re-election currently. Both candidates are re-election candidates. Any other topic, any other open discussion item? If
I think we covered
not,
it.
I am happy to end the meeting 24 minutes early.
Yeah, and we can catch the end of the release retro. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's happening right now too.
Yep. Okay. See
All
y'all.
right. Bye, folks.
See you, everyone.